Welcome to the Unritalin Show. I'm Dr. Yannick Poli from unritalinsolution.com, and today we're answering the question, can I become addicted to ADHD drugs? Well, the first thing that we need to consider is that the mostly prescribed drugs in ADHD, which is Ritalin, is a class 2 substance. So it's a substance that is very similar to cocaine. Now, we have to distinguish between two modes of administration. The first mode is what we could call the non-medical use of Ritalin. So there's some people that will use Ritalin to get high, like any type of other street drugs. So if this is used this way, it is definitely addictive, and there's no doubt about it in the science. Now the other question is, can we become addicted, or is there an increased risk of substance abuse for children that take ADHD medication that are prescribed by the medical doctor and take it orally and don't abuse it? And the jury is still not out on there. What happened is that in 2003 there was a study that came out that showed that children who had ADHD and were medicated had less risk of developing substance abuse later on in life compared to a group of kids with ADHD that did not receive medication. Now, this study followed the children only for 4 years. And later on, they kept following them, and in 2008, they came up with a 10-year follow-up study. And in that study, they showed that actually medication did not increase nor decrease the risk of substance abuse. So to summarize, in 2003, the study showed that it seemed that the drug reduced the risk of addiction later on in life, and in the 2008 study they shown that actually the medication had no effect on either preventing the risk of substance abuse or increasing that risk. Now, one thing that's a little bit disturbing is that 2 of the 4 main authors of that study were people who got each of them about $1.6 million from drug maker between 2000 and 2007. So we can really wonder about their integrity and the results of that study. But essentially, to summarize that, today it's very difficult to have an answer to that. And looking at those studies, they look at large group of people and they don't look at the individual. So what we need is really to help these people naturally, and this is what we try to do with the Unritalin solution. So to summarize, to date it's very difficult to say whether drugs such as Ritalin increase the risk of addiction or not. Now, there was a study that came out at the early 2009, and it was really interesting, the problem that they did it on rats, but they were able to show that methylphenidate caused some changes in the brain that are similar to the ones caused by cocaine. And look at what the author concluded here. They said methylphenidate, which is Ritalin, can have structural and biochemical effects in some region of the brain that can be even greater than those of cocaine. And obviously it was done on rats, and it's difficult to say how it is in adults. But again, we've seen in the previous videos, those drugs, they don't give any benefits in the long run. They have lots of side effects, and potentially, we don't know yet, but they might increase the risk of addiction later on or not. We don't really know the long-term effect that they have on the brain. So considering all this, we really need to find alternatives, effective, safe, natural approaches, and you know what? They do exist. So stay tuned, because we're going to talk more about that, and I'll see you soon.
To get 20 more videos like this and 2 great free bonuses, visit unritalinsolution.com/free.